Or should I say, hello guys and girls, Caedo here. I probably do this video in English, because transcribing it afterwards is just a pain in the ass. So today we're comparing the new Harley Benton FanFret 7 TPD DLX 2018 model with its older 2017 brother. Both guitars are obviously 7-string FanFret, so we have a 25.5-inch scale length for the high E string and a 27-inch scale length for the low B. Both models have 24 frets. Well, the newer one has medium jumbo frets, the older one has something else that is pretty similar in size. Fretboard radius is 400 millimeters. Fretboard material, or wood, is rose acer, that means firmly treated maple. It gets darker, more similar to rosewood or ebony, and, well, you can oil these things. So, I mean with lemon oil. At the back we still got our 5-piece maple, NATO, maple, NATO, maple neck, and, well, the body is still basswood with a maple burl veneer on top. The electronics have stayed the same for the volume pot, the tone pot and the three-way switch, which are in a kinda awkward position, but well, it stayed the same. Now, onto the differences. Starting at the headstock, I might use this camera for it. From the front it looks pretty much the same as the old one, but from the back we see that we now got locking tuners. For comparison, if I grab the 2017 model, these are your, well, common garden standard tuners, but I have to say they grip really well, and I don't really need more than one turn to keep the string secure. Moving on with the differences, well, the neck joint looks kind of the same around here, but the curve is differently. Doesn't really matter when playing because, well, you never touch this area even when you got your hand, well, how can I show this? Even if you got your hand around here, means you're touching this and not all the things around here. Probably matters to the CNC machine, but not really to the player. For fair comparison, on the old one, oh, it is kind of different. The plate where it's screwed down is just angled and not, I have two less hands, completely flat and with a curve around it. I'd say we move on with a bridge. This way, individual rails for each string, and then the string through body construction. I would say it's the same on the newer model if it wasn't for the individual rails being a little bit different, having a housing around them, and, well, doesn't make a difference in sound, I don't know. Hard to determine. Well, and now on to the biggest difference, the pickups. Both have passive pickups, so don't let the looks of these fool you. But, well, the newer ones have, as they are called, open electrosolar pickups. And, well, the sound of these is the biggest difference I could notice so far. By the way, I mentioned the frets being different. I don't really know if you can see that. Here, not really. They are kind of like a pyramid and flat on top. So you got like 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter where the string actually touches the fret. On the newer model, the medium jumbo frets are completely round. So, well, whatever that means. By the way, I have to give kudos to Harley Benton, or the factory that makes these, that they don't slot the frets all the way through this fretboard, but stop beforehand, and so when you file down the fret ends, you just have to worry about this little top right here and not the, well, end of a T or whatever you want to call it, going down actually in the fretboard. Makes it easier to round these off. By the way, the frets are nicely rounded off in the vertical direction if you hold the guitar this way, but on both models, they were, when I first got them, pretty rough, horizontally speaking. So I like to take a file and round them off in both directions, but, well, this takes a lot of time and I kinda get why they didn't do it. That should be it for the brief overview that got a little bit more in detail. Oh yeah, and I missed another thing. If we take a look at the nut, both are supposed to be graphite nuts, by the way. Don't mind the missing truss rod cover here. But the shape of a nut is a little bit different on the newer one. The new one has the nut rounded off to the back, so, well, and this nut is a little bit more square. Is this an improvement? Well, maybe. We have a slight color change, but I already, well, this is the wrong side, I'm sorry. This is the second one of the 2017 models I own, so even among the 2017 models I'll notice slight color changes. Well, this is a little bit more drastically than what I'm used to, but, well, I don't know if it changed the color completely or if it's just by happy accident. I don't mind. By the way, if you buy these guitars, the quality standard on them is pretty good for the price point. I mean, $300 for a FanFret 7-string. The other ones from other brands start around 900, I think. So for a third of the price, you're definitely getting more than a third of a guitar. Although I have to say I never really tried any other. FanFret, that is. I have tried other 7-string and no other quality standards of other companies, but what I wanted to show you is if you get these, be prepared for little marks like here on the top where it's not completely perfect, or, well, where did I notice it? Like, oh, you can't really see it here, tiny scratches at the top of the neck or at the side, but at the higher frets. Or with the 2017 model I got, even still the light ding at the top there and little ditches here in the neck. So these guitars aren't perfect, but for the money, damn, they're good. But, well, it all doesn't matter really if we don't compare the sounds. So I'll plug these in, play a little bit clean, a little bit crunchy, rocky, and try my best at doing some metal. I'm not really a metal guy, and funnily enough, I wanted these to play blues, rock, jazz on them. But, well, let's see. Maybe I should first get the negative point, well, at least for me, out of the way. Both guitars have relatively hot pickups, which don't really like to deliver much current, which isn't a problem if you're running it into, well, most amps are a buffer, but my 6-watt tube amps likes a little bit more current in the input and demands it, to be honest. So when I plug straight into my amp, the guitars sound, we'll try the neck pickup first, sound kinda dull. And if you say, well, that sounds alright, well, it kinda does, but I'm used to other stuff. Apart from not being in tune, you get the point. I kinda miss these open sounds from the pickups. Back to the 2017 model for the full circle. Whoa, they're a lot hotter. Well, this is if I plug straight into the amp, which demands a little bit more current. There's an easy fix for my solution. Well, easy fix for most is you have different amps that don't have this problem, but if you come across it, just use your trusty Boss Blues driver, or in my case, the cheapo Harley Benton Ultimate drive. An OCD clone and the earlier series weren't true bypass, so this one is still not true bypass, that means buffered. It doesn't demand as much input current, so, well, the sound changes. So I got most of the top end back. That's fine. Okay. I know most people are not gonna play these clean, but, well, whatever. Let's try. A little bit more open sounding, a little bit more top end. Let's go for the middle position, both humbuckers. on the bridge pickup. This is kind of weird, but well, whatever. What the fuck do I play here? Ouch. Don't judge my playing, it's bad. As you might realize, immediately less bass. So let's go straight for stupid stuff. From the clean sounds, we learn that the bridge pickup of a 2017 model has less bass than the one of a 2018 model. For the neck pickup, well, they're kind of similar, but I would say the newer model is a little bit brighter, more open sounding, but as we might see soon, that's not always an advantage. Let's try this on the lower string. It's a lot clearer, because there's less bass going in front of a distortion or the overdrive, and so the overtones don't get messed up. So the weird sounding bridge pickup on this is actually an advantage when you play with more gain. position. Why not? Be careful with low end when doing stuff like this. Wait a second. Oh yeah. A little analog delay in front of distortion. Gotta love that. Let's try the same thing here. Bridge pickup first. Let's go back to clean and do something else. after noodling around for way too long and one of my cameras crapping out, I guess I have to draw some conclusion, which is they didn't do many things wrong. I mean, now we got the locking tuners, this is weird, differently shaped nut, which might help tuning. The bridge is a little bit different, which, well, I'm kind of neutral to. I don't have an opinion on that, other than it looks a little bit better. Well, the biggest difference, in my opinion, are the pickups, which, well, the bridge pickup has a little bit too much bass for my taste, or for the normal use case of this guitar. So, the older one has a kind of advantage in that regard. When you do a lot of metal riffing, you might want to go for the older model, or install a bass cut on this thing, or just boost your normal overdrive pedal or amp with a tube screamer, which gets rid of the bass. There are many ways around this, so otherwise, I think, well, it's an update and a little bit of an upgrade as well. Certainly not a downgrade. The neck pickup is a lot more open sounding and, well, not a lot, but it does the trick. And otherwise, well, they didn't do anything wrong. They did a few things right, so can't really say anything bad about the update. So if you're in the market for these guitars, well, you'll find them at Thomann. I put links in the description. But otherwise, well, this finally should be it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Probably it's gonna be again in German, because my English skills are absolutely not worth speaking of. And I'm rather comfortable. Yeah. Before this gets even worse. See you guys. Bye. Have fun. Was zur Hölle war da mit mir los, ey? Kann nicht mal mehr ordentlich sprechen. Schöne Scheiße.